Hey guys, welcome to today's plumberparts.co.uk video. My name's James. Today we're going to be changing over a central heating pump. We're taking out a red pump and putting in a Wilo green pump. You're going to love every second. Taking the racking out of my van as well now. I'm actually quite enjoying it like that. It's a little bit windy out here today as well. Anyway, please remember to follow us on Instagram. I'm going to post some stories from this video right now on my Instagram story. So click the link now to follow us there. But also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Snapchat as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we put videos up every week of plumbing fun, plumbing tutorials, plumbing disasters and just random plumbing stuff. Anyway, I'll see you in the video. Hold tight. So here we go guys, we're in the airing cupboard now and it's nice and easy to get at. We've got a red pump here. I did a little test on it a minute ago and I think the valves aren't holding, so I'm a little bit poo-pooed. But there we go, we're gonna show you this video now because I've done a video on this before. So this is for apprentices, but also you DIYs can use it as well. So the first thing we're gonna do is knock the water off. So a quick brief description of the system we've got here. We've got our pump on here, we've got our two gate valves here. These are prone to blocking up and going wrong. A lot of the time that's due to the fact that there's a magnetic field around a pump, and over time when you get a lot of magnetite in the heating system, that can, obviously it's a metal particle that's floating in suspension in the water, and then that can get clagged up around the pump area. And I know for a fact that these aren't working today. This is a massive house as well. So the first thing I'm gonna do is turn the water off, and that's this valve here. So that's our feed pipe coming down from our loft tank, and then we've got our actual vent and expansion pipe going up here, which will go to the crook up and over in the tank itself. The thing is, sometimes us plumbers are really pressed for time and we have to make a call as to whether we're going to drain a whole heating system down to change a pump, or whether we're going to shut these two valves down as hard as we can, but not mentally hard, because these pump valves are very prone to seizing up, and then you can actually ring the gate off and leave it in a shut position, in which case you are going to have to go out and do that. But the thing is, right, once we've done this, what I'm going to do in another video is give this whole system a cleanse and hope that actually clears these two out a little bit, gets rid of the debris, and then actually makes these two valves work properly. But for the purposes of this video, which is purely to show you how to change over a central heating pump yourself, we are going to shut these two down as hard as we can. We're going to crack this nut here. You never know, we might be able to stem the water well enough. What I have usually for this sort of job is I'll just get my wet vac and just pop that under here, or get something like a paint scuttle and a bucket to catch the water. Be prepared. But before we continue with doing that, let me just show you the new pump that we're installing. So I've got myself a new Wilo here. This is a little Yonos Pico. This is a pretty big house as well. So we've got the very stylishly named 25/1-6-130- ROW close brackets. I would have given it personally another name, like Super Pump, or, well, yeah, Super Pump. In fact, can you just call it from now on? Just call it Super Pump, and then everyone you bring out after that, call it Super Pump 1, 2, 3, you know. You could go on forever. Right, so inside the box, you've got your instructions, you've got your actual pump itself, which we'll have a look at in a sec. Oh yes, a lot of pump manufacturers never used to supply these pump valve rubbers, okay? Now what these do, these are actually, they go between the flat plates inside here. So when we slacken this off, if we've got time, if the water is in a controlled state, then we'll be able to like get a screwdriver in there, take the old one of this off, give it a quick file down, get the face nice and clean, and then pop a new rubber in, which will really help with sealing up the new pump. And then we've actually got our electrical plug. It's not like the old days with pumps where they were wired directly into the pump body. Now you wire in a lovely little plug like this, and that gets it all working for you. Let's have a quick look at the features on this Wilo.
The new Yonos Pico has a few new features on it that you would not have seen in some previous models. Firstly, it has a slow startup. So if the pump has been off all summer and not been running, you can press the slow startup button to slowly bring the pump on, therefore removing any debris and hopefully preventing any problems. For me, the handiest setting so far introduced on this new pump is the air purge setting. We all know as plumbers, sometimes we have to jockey the pump on and off to remove any air around the system. Not so with the Yonos Pico. You press the air purge button and for 10 minutes it will automatically turn itself on and off to jockey air around to any high points in the system or AAVs. How handy is that, guys? A quick look at the settings. You've got 3 sections for just houses with the radiator system. So for example, the small house I usually set for 5 to 10 radiators, the middle house 10 to 15 radiators, and the big house for 15 plus radiators. But always check the instructions supplied with the pump to make sure. Remember, the Yonos Pico has a modulating function whereby if any radiators shut down on their TRVs, the pump speed will be reduced and you'll save energy and maybe the world. The top section is for a constant rate pump setting. So see this as the pump settings you'd have had 20 years ago on the old type pump. The right hand setting is for a house that's got a standard heating system but also underfloor heating. Therefore the pump doesn't modulate as much in the first section that we spoke about, but it still will modulate a little bit as the TRVs open and close, and also as the manifold heads open and close as well. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that lovely description there of the new Yonos Pico bits and bobs. Oh my god.
Right then guys, there's no time like the present, so now it's a sort of moment of just getting prepped, getting ready for this job. The next thing you want to do is look at the actual pump body, and on all pump bodies there's an arrow denoting which way they're pumping. So when you change over the old pump for the new pump, make sure those arrows are in the right direction. So as you can see on this one here, we've got an arrow just there, and that tells us exactly which way round this should be going. I've checked this pump and the arrow on this is going in this direction, off towards what we call an S-plan system, but so I don't forget, I'm just going to draw an arrow on the wall as well. The next thing I'm going to do is isolate electrically the whole heating system. Now go as far as you want to with this, and if you're not happy with doing electrics, then I suggest you do not carry on with this job. I mean, what I usually do is switch off the heating system and also pull the fuse out of the fuse spur for the heating system as well. And if you've got a breaker on the main house circuit that says boiler or heating system, ping that off as well. You can't be too careful. And also, before you do any work as well, use an electrical tester to make sure that the electrical system has been isolated as well. So there we go. Should all be ready to go here now. Right, I've got my tilth. Why is it put a massive breeze block on here, Chris? Why did you do that? So I'm just going to get my towels on here. Can't have enough towels. So what we're going to do first, we're going to shut both these valves off. Sometimes you'll find they've got a nice little handle on them, but most of the time you find they won't. That's just how it is. Go as far as you feel fit, okay, when it comes to this bit. Remember, you are twisting a brass shaft, and brass is quite a soft metal, and it will shear off so easily, you wouldn't believe. Remember, if you're doing this on a pressurized heating system and you get loads of water out, you're gonna have to find a way of learning how to repressurize the system. So now I'm just gonna get a bit prepared. So we've got our pump here. I'm gonna lay it down on the floor in the direction I want it to point in, so it's going that way. I've got my 2 pump O-rings here. I'm just going to lay them down there as well. And then I've got a myriad of different sets of grips, all like big chunky beasts. I couldn't find, I don't know where I've left my file, but I've left my file somewhere. Usually I file the faces off on these when we crack them open. Let's just see what we get out of here first. And obviously, most importantly of all, I've got a bucket. Oh, the old phone's going. So just go through this quick little checklist before you begin. Number 1, have you turned the water off? Number 2, have you electrically isolated the whole heating system? Number 3, have you tested the pump to make sure there's no electrics to it? Number 4, have you switched both these 2 valves off on each side of the pump and made sure they're nicely closed? Number 5, and then lastly, and it's the easiest bit as well, have you removed the electrical wire connections from the pump itself? I'm not going to show you how to do it because that's naughty, and I'm expecting you to know how to do this anyway. Once you've removed the feed wire to the pump and you've done all the little checklist, you're pretty much ready to move to the next stage. What I'm going to do, this is going to be a bit noisy, I'm just going to plug my Charles Hoover, which is a wet vac, in and get prepared properly, because we don't want a flood on our hands, do we? Oh no. Sorry about the din, guys. Right, let's just have a look and see what we get. Sometimes you'll have to grab the body of the valve because everything will just twist about. Right, so we've cracked that off and we're in control of the situation, okay? Let's just give this a bit more of a loosening and see what we get out of it. I tell you what, that's not too bad. Because of that, I'm going to turn my wet back off. Gotta have fun at work. So we slap the other one off like so. We've just got a little bit of a dribble, nothing to worry about massively here. Right, you are going to get now a bit of water come out when you take the whole pump out. Try just to drop the pump or whatever you've got straight into the box, look at that. So there we go, the old pump's out and it's in our bucket and we're happy. We've got control of this situation here. This one's definitely letting by a bit, you can see it coming through. One thing I want to point you over to is the fact that most pumps have a similar width body, okay, from face to face, but make sure that you're within a few mil, because you do have a little bit of flex either side, and it should be okay. Just gonna clean the faces up on this, so we've got a rubber on here, let's just pop that off. So there goes our old rubber on there, let's pop that in there. And the other one's already come off clear with the pump. Let's just give that a little wipe down. Usually what I'll do is one face at a time. Now this can be a bit of a problem. So you want to pop on the little rubber on the face here, just offer it up to this here, and then try, because these will fall down, try and sort of pinch it up against the pipe a bit, and then start doing up. Oh, see if we can get that going. This is always a little bit of a faff, it's just one of those things. There we go, so that's started now. I'll just show you on here as well. As you can see, that's loosened off, right? And now, with any luck, if you've got enough room, you'll be able to nicely slip your rubber into there like so. Nice and easy, look at that. And then just marry these up together, get them nicely lined up. This is always a bit of a pain. There you go, so it's lined up like that. You can do that up. So now it's just a nice simple job of nipping up both of our nuts on each side. Sometimes it depends which bit sort of spins, but you'll have to grab, like you see that the whole body there. Sometimes you can either get a big set of grips and grab the whole body itself. Just give that a light nip up. Now remember, we are going onto rubber here, so we don't have to go absolutely mental, like tighten this up as hard as possible. Rubber is obviously very easily squashed, and once you've got it nicely squashed, then that should really sort of hold any leaks that might come out. So that one's done there, I think. Now it's just a matter of testing whether we've got any leaks. So we'll just open this up. Let's hope these open all right. You'll know if you've wrung these off because they'll just keep on opening forever. And you'll basically have a nervous breakdown at that point. There we go, it's opened. And then this one here, just nice and easily. Just get to the point where it's undoing. And then this is the bit that's worrying. Just go easy. You don't have to go absolutely mad undoing anything on these. Now we can turn this back on. So I hope you've noticed, first off, is that we're going to make sure there's no leaks before we do any electrical connections as well. So grab yourself a little bit of toilet roll, dry everything off around here, and look, we've got a little weep just on there, so that's going to lead a little bit more of a nip up. But like I said, we're on rubber seals here, so we've got plenty of play to get on there, and we've got nice clean faces to work with as well. So it's a real easy job for me now. I'm just going to follow the instructions sent over by Wilo and get our little plug made up. Right then guys, the plug's done. I've got the plug done, and now what I want to do is we're going to plug this in, and then we're going to press this little button, and then over 10 minutes it's going to purge itself of air, okay? So any globs of air in the system won't get stuck in the pump or anything. It's going to shoot them out and up to a higher point where it can vent itself. So let's quickly do that now. So there we go, that's on there. And then we're just going to pop that, and now as you can see, that's flashing air there, and what that'll do, it will sort of pulse for over 10 minutes and pulse the air away. So after 10 minutes, you're going to want to actually set up your pump for use. So this house here is quite a large house. We've got 15 to 20 radiators, so I'm going to set it to this setting here, okay? And then it will set up the meters and the wattage output accordingly. And that's basically it, so it's really easy to set up. So there you go guys, all done. We've managed to isolate our pump, the old one, whip it out, do it all nice and safely with the electric switched off. We've got no leaks now, we've got the whole system running. Also off camera, I went round and balanced the whole heating system as well. If you wanna know how to do that, I'll leave a link in the description below. And we've just had a great time. In fact, I've loved this so much, I'm gonna get my phone and Instagram it. Please do follow us on Instagram. I'm going to post this on my Instagram story right now. There you guys are. And there's the pump that I've just swapped over. Sending that over to my story. You can watch that right away and keep up with stuff that we're doing on a daily basis. So please follow us on Instagram by clicking on the link that's appearing right now. Please also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Snapchat. We do loads of silly stuff on all these things. We do plumbing disasters, we do bits and bobs like that. If you've got any more problems, you need any more help, or you think we've missed something out, you think we can improve this video somehow, then please comment in the comment section below. That thing just keeps cutting in, and we'll see if we can help you out. Also, if you've got any problems or any specific questions about Wilo's pumps, I'll leave a link to their website in the description below as well. So thanks ever so much for watching, guys. I hope this has given you apprentices a better idea as to how to change over a central heating pump safely, and also some of the problems you can get around them. Remember, if you've got the whole system drained out, pop your finger inside here and just make sure there's not a load of magnetite around there as well. We're going to give this system a really good power flush, and that's going to be something I am going to film and put in a video. So please do subscribe to us on YouTube as well, and I'll see you in our next video. Remember everyone, what do you got to do? Hold tight. That's what it is. Hold tight. I love my towels. I love my towels. They're so wet and manky. I love my towels. I love my towels. I might even use them as a bed for Mr. G. I mean, look how clean that is. Isn't that just beautiful?